This is the My Hero collaboration project. This is Matt Outlaw, and I'm Amy Outlaw, and this is My Hero, okay? My Hero was born in 1977.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
1977, a hero was born. So what I want to do is I want to start when my hero's life began. So if you will go through these for me.
My birth name was David Matthew Outlaw. She calls me Matthew David Outlaw, reversed. I was born in Warren, Arkansas. It's right over there, not too far, Arkansas. My dad was David Outlaw. My mom was Patricia Outlaw. And I got one brother younger than me, but bigger than me.
Yeah, true. Okay, sometimes life blasted you in a different path than you had anticipated.
Yep.
And you had some setbacks, if you will talk about some of those setbacks.
Number one, young, failed marriage. So I got married right out of high school, like a couple of months out of high school. And that lasted about 6 whole months. And then we split up and then eventually got divorced when I was able to get enough money. For a young person, going through a divorce is pretty hard. Like even though so standing at the altar, I knew I shouldn't have done it. My mind's telling me, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I was already there, so I did it. And a buddy of mine was like, come on, man, if you'll leave now, I'll just take you to Florida. We'll just go on vacation. But I wouldn't listen to him. So even after we got married, both of us knew it wasn't right, but it just takes a little bit of time to think, yeah, we better get out of this. Number two, my mother was drug abuse. I grew up with a mom from about age 4. She got addicted to prescription medication. She fell down some stairs, hurt her back. And from the first one she took, she was hooked, as far as everybody's told me. And I watched that growing up all through my life, her staying very, very intoxicated on pills. And as a kid, you really don't understand what's going on, but as you get older, you kind of figure out, this is not right. This is not good for her. It's not good for me. And it eventually put her in a nursing home where she lives today. She overdosed and fell, hit her head on what we think is either the corner of the dresser or a door frame, and caused a brain injury, which she laid in the floor for about 48 hours before anybody found her. And she had to have brain surgery and stuff. But now she's got a mentality of about a 5 or 6 year old, and she doesn't have any long-term memory or short-term memory. You can walk in and tell her, hey, and go walk out and come back in. She's like she hasn't seen you in months. I mean, it's just, her memory's gone. So she lives in a nursing home now. So very, very cautionary tale to stay away from that stuff. Falling away from God. So I was born and raised Christian. My mom and dad really didn't go to church, but a buddy of mine did. I always went to church with him. And I got saved pretty early on, about 12 years old. And it was really close. I had a good, close relationship with God. And then right after high school, when I got married, like all of that, I just fell away and just stopped going to church and stuff. And that if you look back at your life, it's easier to hindsight's 20/20. You can see where I was going down the wrong path. I started drinking, almost taking the same path my mom was doing, except for with alcohol. And so I met Miss 731 here, is what I call her, and she basically told me she started seeing this pattern. She's like, I didn't marry somebody that's going to be a drunk or drinking a lot. So she basically put her foot down, and it saved my life, because if it wasn't for her, I probably would have followed the same path my mom took. And number 4, fear of failure. I think everybody struggles with fear of failure. Even if a professional athlete or somebody that works for the state of Arkansas or a teacher or whatever your desire to be, I think everybody struggles with that fear. And I think a lot of times that holds us back from chasing our dreams. And I'm a big proponent of people who dream big. I think there's a book called Dream Big. I highly recommend every one of you read it. It's an excellent book, and it talks about just chasing your dreams, and the bigger the dream, the better. And you may not reach it, but it's okay. You'll find something else along the way. And I've been blessed in my life to be able to chase a couple of dreams and catch them so far. And I wanted to be a state trooper for a long time, and we prayed about it, and I was able to get hired as a state trooper, and I spent 13 or 15 years with the state of Arkansas, but 13 as a trooper. And I had a really good time. I thought it was an excellent job. And then all of a sudden, my dreams changed. I started wanting to be a YouTuber, and chase that dream and to be able to share the love of God through a YouTube channel and just doing woodworking and playing with tools all day. It's kind of what I do now.
Ahead.
Huh?
You're jumping ahead.
You're right there.
Jumping.
Anyway, during that time, I feared failure. There, next.
You're jumping into my other
Well, I didn't know.
Okay, it's okay. How did you overcome some of those setbacks that you had, and how did you get back on track? You kind of talked about some of these already,
Yeah,
so I think we're going to kind of skip through
having
some.
somebody to support you is huge when you're chasing stuff. I supported her when she was going to be a teacher. She supported me when I was going to be a trooper, and she supported me saying, hey, I want to quit my very secure job to be a YouTuber and make videos and play with tools all day. And she never blinked. She's like, okay, let's do it, and we'll figure it out. And so I think having somebody there to support you, even if things aren't going your way, because every time we post a video, I'm extremely hard on myself. YouTube will show you the analytics and tell you how your video is doing compared to your last 10. And if it's anything below a 5, I'm pretty hard on myself and I start getting down. And she's like, it's okay. You get a big picture. And it's more, you got to think about that kind of stuff like a marathon and not a sprint. So you're wanting to basically put out consistently good content to keep yourself relevant, I guess. No,
you're good. Okay, so life began to shape began to shape you and who you became along the way. So that's kind of a little bit of what you've already been talking about. Was there anything major that changed who you were along the way?
Of course, my mom being addicted to prescription pills was a huge influence on how I lived my life. Once she kind of called it out, because I wasn't really seeing the drinking pattern, and she kind of called me out on it. And once I opened my eyes to that, you're like, I was going down the wrong road. And so stuff like that will correct you if you'll listen to it. I could have taken the other road and not listened to her and been well worse off than I am now, or may not even be here. So if you listen to people who are trying to guide you in the right way, take their advice. I think that'll help you.
Okay, not all heroes wore a cape.
Yep.
You met some good people through your life. Some of these people helped you get to where you are today. Without them, you may not be who you are today. Do you want to talk about anybody that's played a significant role in your life?
I got a few people. My wife, obviously, I've talked about that quite a bit here, and she is my hero too. She keeps me grounded, keeps me level-headed and pointing in the right direction. And she's always a fan of mine. In other words, she's always cheering me on, want me to do better, reach for bigger streams. And my dad is one of those too. He was extremely hard on me as a kid, and at the time I thought, man, this guy doesn't like me. Like, it was hard. He wasn't home a lot. He worked on the road. But when he was there, man, it was tough. And my brother could lay on the couch all day and watch TV, and we didn't have phones back then, but he played video games and stuff, and I would be the one that had to keep the farm up and all that, and I thought that was just unfair. And but looking back, I realized he saw potential in me, and so he was pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. So I've met some great friends along the way. Even through YouTube, we've met some really awesome people. We've been really blessed with people to help support the channel, support us, just in prayers and encouragement and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of, that old saying that it takes a village kind of thing. And I think that's kind of true for everybody. You just get a lot of people good friends and family that'll support you.
Okay. A lot of sacrifices had to be made. What are some sacrifices you've had to make along the way?
So we've been broke most of our life. We live paycheck to paycheck like most everybody else. And early on, I can remember when we got married, I wanted to be a fireman at the Warren Fire Department. They didn't make nothing, like nothing, probably below poverty level. And so I worked there. I worked for my dad part-time, and I was washing cars on the side just to put food on the table. I mean, if you want something bad enough, you'll work hard for it. Doesn't matter if it is or what the pay is, really. I wanted to be a fireman really bad, and had I not done that, I wouldn't have got hired at the state police. I was told that by the guy that hired me. And so it's one of those stepping stone type things. But financially, we made a lot of sacrifices along the way to help our kids or give them stuff that we didn't have. And time is a big sacrifice. You're chasing dreams and trying to build something, and time gets sacrificed with family. When I went to troop school, we had to give up weeks of our lives because I was gone for a whole week, and she had to sacrifice and do everything around the house and raise the kids. So I think both of us have made quite a few sacrifices to get to where we are.
Okay, nothing was given. You had to work for it if you wanted it. Time, willpower, sacrifice, money, energy, effort, heart, all of those things were sacrificed. How did you work your way through getting there, and how did you make it to success?
Well, success, I don't know if I'm successful yet. I think you have to find your why. There's another book called Start with Why. Is Simon Sinek. It's a really good book. Like, I know you guys probably don't read much, but Dream Big, Start with Why. Read those two. You'll thank me later. It basically teaches you or tells you how to find your purpose. And once you find your purpose, none of this is work anymore if you find your purpose. There's a famous, I think Mark Twain said, the two most important days of your life is the day you were born and the day you find out why. So that's Yep. Just once you figure out why you're here and what your purpose is, and it doesn't matter like why I was here was to be a trooper at one point, and I loved that job. I did a good job at it, and then my why changed. Your why isn't always going to be the same. Right now, your why may be just getting through the day, but as long as you have your purpose, then you will be driven to try to do your best.
So, virtual fist bumps. You've worked so hard that now virtual fist bumps exist. Only heroes can do that. Can you tell them about your virtual fist bumps?
So at the end of all my videos on YouTube, I'll tell them to click a box or do something, and they get a big old virtual fist bump. It's kind of a thing. A lot of people started, they email me and give me a virtual fist bump or whatever. It's kind of a way to thank people through the internet for watching my videos, and they'll reciprocate that to me.
We've had a few people in here. I know you've been on it, yeah. And you've been on it. So prayers were answered and dreams did come true. Even if you've not made it to the final point that you want to be at yet, our business has been created. We're 731 Woodworks in Monticello, Arkansas. It was established in 2017. So if you don't mind, would you give us a little bit of your stats, because we do have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, just a little bit about those pages.
YouTube, I started YouTube in 2017, in May of 2017. I got my first subscriber 3 months later. That's how long it took me to get one subscriber. We're at 275,000 subscribers now, about, a little over 1 million views a month. I put out 2 videos a week. It's been a lot of hard work and a lot of time and effort goes into that, but it's a passion, and like I said before, if it's a dream and you want it bad enough, it's no longer work. It's something you like to do. And Facebook and Instagram, I think Instagram's like 30,000 followers, 31, 32. Facebook's about 12, I think. TikTok's like 16,000. TikTok's so easy to grow on. Like, if I focus my time and energy there, it's just easy. It's just because it's so new and there's so much traffic there. But I don't put a whole lot of time into TikTok because TikTok don't pay. It just don't, and YouTube pays. That's how we make our money, pretty much, YouTube and our online business. But TikTok is awesome for funny stuff. I like to go on there and we'll laugh at everybody. But for financial purposes and to make money, then YouTube is where we put our focus, because TikTok's like ad money and stuff isn't, like even the huge creators are making pennies compared to what they make on YouTube. I mean, it's a little bit, but it's not, to me, it's not worth it. It's just more of a fun thing.
All right. So my final words to you are that I am completely blown away by you every single day, and thank you for being my hero.
Thank you.
Yep. Do y'all have any questions?
She's trying to make me cry. What's she trying?
No, I'm not. Do y'all have any questions? He'll edit the video out if y'all are talking.
I can stop it now.
Yeah, you can stop it. Do y'all have any questions? You won't be on video.